Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Nurse Mark and the Green Nurse Daily Dose of AFA.
Where we bring you hope and inspiration for growth and healing so you can start your day off the AFA way. And in case you have forgotten, guess what? We are here to remind you every single day. Mark wrote a book about it.
Hey, I wrote a book about it. I had to write a book about it because we need to be reminded on a daily basis.
Yes,
Oh my gosh, we get caught up in all the things that happen during the day. You know, there must be now we must be presented with at least 1 billion pieces of information on a daily basis, right? I mean, coming at us from everywhere, and our brains can only handle maybe 1,000 at best, right? So it's like all this stuff's on us, and we forget that at the base, at the root, at your core, who you really are is absolutely fucking amazing. So that's how we're starting off every day.
Every day. And let me just tell you, you know what helped me come to that conclusion? Not only your book, but doing the inner work in cannabis. Cannabis allowed me, right? Cannabis opened up my mind to new possibilities. It truly brought me hope and inspiration for growth and healing. And so that's why we're here to share it with you. I want you guys to go check out his book, Amazon. Really, really good. I've been posting quotes from it.
Thanks, Sherry. I appreciate that. It really was a labor of love, and it's just crazy to think. You know, it took me a year to do it. It took me a year because you know you get caught up doing stuff.
I know.
Even though you want to do this thing, you get caught up doing everything else in your life, and you know what? It finally got done, and it finally really was a labor of love. And so, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning. So I'll tell you a funny. I've been writing my book.
Yeah.
Since I was 30, and
oh my God. So Sherry, I was on a call. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Guess what it's called? Guess what it's called? Really quick. The name of my book is called "You Can't Make This Shit Up."
That's a great title. I love that.
Isn't it a great title?
We could all write that book.
Right. Lots of stories.
So I'll tell you something funny.
You're on a phone.
I was on a call yesterday. You know, I belong to Entrepreneurs Organization, and we have, you know, a lot of great virtual events and a lot of opportunity to be with people you normally wouldn't have an access to. Right. So I was on a call with, I don't know, a few other people with Deepak Chopra yesterday. So,
Deepak.
So I spent an hour with Deepak, and he was just, you know, giving his sort of life story in a presentation about what it means to be human. It was really cool. We got to ask all sorts of questions, and he was really just gracious, you know.
And so what was the thing that you got out of it the most with Deepak?
That I wrote one book and he's written 91. So I'm 90 behind Deepak. I got to get on my game. I got to write 91 more. So I write 92 and he writes 91. I don't think he's going to stop though. But what it was, you know what? Literally, you can do anything that you want to do. I mean, that was the message that he gave, and it was just a confirmation about all the things that I believe and know to be true for me in my life.
Yeah.
So good. So
it is. And my son is the one that has taught me to. I've shared my story before. Yeah. But my son is the one that has taught me that you can do or be anything. So he was born with a rare genetic disorder, craniofacial anomalies. The genetic disorder was so rare, there's only 50 cases in the world. And everything that the doctors told me that would be wrong with him ended up not being wrong with him. And so he has shown me what it means to have grit, resilience, courage, bravery, right? And so he's been able to manifest on his own. You know, he's completely 100% in public school. He's integrated. He's not all the things that they said never came true.
That the experts told would not happen.
Yeah, so, didn't happen at all.
You know, this concept of being an expert, you know, it's just somebody who has a little more knowledge. And, you know, the thing is, 100 years from now, that knowledge that all these experts have will be considered just funny stuff that really they knew no better than this, really.
Yeah.
Please.
Exactly.
You know? So anyway, especially in healthcare, you know how it moves right along.
Oh, it does.
Yeah. So here we are. So let's talk a little daily love.
Daily love. Today is what? Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
March
yeah.
16th, the
Mhm.
only Tuesday, March 16th, 2021 that we will ever have.
This is it. Oh my god. It's reality. Yesterday's gone, tomorrow isn't here, today is it. Like, this is your reality. This is your moment in time. And you know what? Today's daily love is about that. So, I pulled it from the Daily Word again. I don't know, sometimes I do, 2 in a row. Today was entitled Acceptance, and it says, "Acceptance is my path to peace."
Mm,
And I'll just read a little bit of it. It talks about the rose, right? How soft and velvety it is, and yet when you
mm,
grab the stem, you may get stabbed by a thorn. It's like the seasons of my life are like the rose, sweet and soft, as well as sharp and prickly. So,
mm,
through times of joy and times of sorrow, I'm grateful for the presence of God within and all around me. I accept my life as I accept the rose, from the dewy rosebud to the rose's fullest bloom to its last withering petals. And then
mm,
then there's this little quote from Ecclesiastes, and it says, "In the day of prosperity, be joyful. And in the day of adversity, consider God has made the one as well as the other."
mm,
So, I thought about this for a bit after I read it, kind of meditated on it a little bit, and I remembered back to when I was a kid. We didn't have any money. Like, we, did not have money at all. We lived next door to my grandparents who had raised 6 kids during the Depression. So their way of living was very frugal. And
mm,
I swear to God, Sherry, I never saw my grandparents take a vacation. They both worked. They never
mm.
took a vacation. Their version of vacation was staying home for a week and working in the garden or the farm, right? Doing chores. That was their vacation. But here's the thing. I would give anything to go back and spend a day in the garden with my grandfather, or be in the
Mm.
kitchen with my grandmother, or even spend a moment with my mom, right?
No.
Because it was those moments, even though we had no money and we were just working, just being in their presence and enjoying being with them was the key. So
No.
today I accept, right? I accept where I am in my life. And of course,
Mhm.
we always have things in our lives that we can bitch and complain about and say, "Wow, I
Oh, all the
wish it was
time.
different." Yeah. It's like, "Oh,
All
you
the
know what?
time.
When I get, enough money in the bank, then I'm gonna be happy."
Mhm.
Yeah, no. Accept
No.
where you are right now, where you are, accept what's so in your life, and you know what? Enjoy every moment of it. You're gonna look back at these days, this day, March 16th, 2021, you're gonna look back and say, "Wow, boy, I wish I could just have that over again." Like, I wish
Yes.
I could be with that person again, or I wish that circumstances I was living in this same place. Like, that will happen to you. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So what is
acceptance,
it? Acceptance.
acceptance,
And if you can't,
acceptance.
and this is the easy thing
Yeah, I
too, because
love this. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna, I say this over and
I
over. And
love this.
the reason why I say it is because when I got sick and was suffering and felt like hell, that's what happened in the past.
Mhm,
I couldn't accept it. It was so hard to accept the
mhm.
fact that I couldn't work, that I
Yeah.
couldn't take care of my kids, that my
Mhm,
medications didn't work, that the
mhm,
doctors didn't listen to me.
mhm.
I felt like no one cared. It was like,
Right.
and then the story kept going and going and going. And when cannabis came into my life, it opened up my mind to new possibilities, and it
Yes.
helped me to step back, look at things from multiple perspectives. And
Mhm,
honestly, I came to a place where, okay, I'm having a hard time accepting what is. Well, what if
mhm.
I can just accept the fact that I
Right,
can't accept where I'm at right now? And
right,
let me just tell
right.
you, it did bring me peace. I'm like, all right, I can't accept it right now, but what can I do today
Yeah.
to help me to live my best life? And that was really the philosophy that I took as I started to
Mhm.
use plant medicine, incorporate other health and wellness tools, upregulate my endocannabinoid system. Was really, really working on that mental, emotional, spiritual health so I could change my perspective
Mhm.
around what it meant to get ill, to have a
Yeah,
chronic illness, to have an autoimmune condition, right? So it's
yeah,
all on paper,
yeah,
right? But I don't have
yeah.
to live in that story. I just have to remember that I need to take care of myself and
So
do all those
yeah.
tools, right?
Let me just say, if none of that happened to you, Sherry, you wouldn't be where you are, who you are right now. Like
Oh,
this life wouldn't have been accessible to you.
that's what I say. Thank you, plant
Oh my
medicine.
God.
Cheers to
Thank
you.
you for all the
Oh,
experiences we have.
yes, thank
Absolutely.
you.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I've had a lot of awesome relationships, and
Me
I've also
too.
had a lot of really traumatic breakups,
Heartaches.
right? You know, when you
Mm.
go all in, and and I go all in.
I go in too.
You
I'm
go
either
all in,
in or
give
I'm
it
out.
your all. You're gonna have some moments where it just doesn't work out, right? And
Yeah.
at the time, you're in that space and you're saying, "Oh my gosh, I wish this had never happened." Blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
Yeah. I
For
mean,
me, it was
interesting.
a catalyst for change. So I accept all that has happened and all that will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at it as it's the divine orchestration of your life, right? It's the
Mhm.
web that we spin, if that's what our
Yeah.
life is, and just to keep going, right?
Yeah.
And here it is, even if you have to fake it till you make it, the joy is in the journey.
It is. It is. That's what we're preaching. That's what we're
That's what we're
preaching here today is,
preaching.
you know
Yes.
what? It's in the journey. It's in the moments of your life today. It's
Yeah.
not in arriving anywhere else.
Nope.
Like it
Right here,
always
right now.
just you here now. And so,
Right.
God, enjoy it. Let go of
Enjoy.
all the expectations and just accept that you're here. My God, it's so good to be alive. It's
It
so good
is.
to be here. Like,
Everyone
when
smile.
I get in these moments of awareness of the power of now, like Eckhart
Mm,
Tolle says,
he's
wrote a whole book
amazing.
on it, several books. It's his whole message is when I connect to the power of now, no matter where I am or who I'm with, I can look at that person and I'll be brought to tears because I'll just be so
Mm,
fucking grateful to be in the moment with this person or
yes.
wherever I might be, right? It's that
Yes.
recognition. So I'm so grateful to be here with all of you, with you, my
Yes.
partner, my work wife,
Oh,
and
oh,
all of
my hubby.
here listening. I am so grateful to be in this moment right now. Yes,
Me too. Me
today
too. And so
is
this
the day.
today is the day. Seize the day, and that's your big friggin' hug. That's your hug for
That's the
today.
hug from the hug and the nug. Terpene Tuesday. So
Okay.
let's
Yes.
talk terpenes, Sherry.
Yeah. Terpenes. Terpenes. So I'll
Yeah,
I'll I'll start with what a terpene is. There's a lot of
awesome.
people that don't know what they are. They're part of the cannabis plant, and they're also part of other things. So they're
Mhm,
organic compounds that produce the specific smells and tastes, and they're found in cannabis, essential
mhm,
oils, plants, trees, and foods. So in cannabis, the terpenes help ward off the insects, attacks from insects and
mhm,
animals and fungus. And this happens during the growth cycle of the plant. So the interesting thing too that I learned over time was that when the cannabis plant goes through the curation process after they harvest it, the
right.
terpenes become oxidized through the oxygen, resulting in what we know as terpenoids. And so terpenes contribute to the entourage effect, and they have their own healing, medicinal, therapeutic properties. The
Right.
entourage effect suggests that utilizing the entire plant, all the cannabinoids, all the terpenes, essential fatty acids, bioflavins, canaflavins, produces a more potent medicinal effect than
Mm,
using the isolated compound alone. So,
yes.
another way of saying that is the whole of the plant is greater than its individual parts.
Isn't
Boom.
that the truth? Oh,
Yep. So it's the
so
truth.
good.
T,
Yeah.
capital T.
Woo! So today's terpene, Sherry,
You ready?
Neuroladol.
Yes.
Yes,
Neuroladol. So tell us about
Neuroladol.
neuroladol. I'm going to let you get
Let
into the
let's
sequiterpene.
talk let's talk a little chemistry, folks, because I know you're just dying to do that. Listen, today is March 16th, the only one you're gonna get, right? 2021. Why not fill it with a little chemistry? Because let's face it, we're all biochemical machines anyway, so you probably should know a little bit about it.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
right. So, neuroladol is a sesquiterpene, which means that it has three isoprene molecules that make up this terpene. So, sesquiterpenes are known for their calming properties, and they can also be supportive to the immune system, protecting us from harmful microbes such as antioxidants and assisting in cellular repair.
Mm,
Ooh.
yeah.
So, Sherry, what's it smell like?
Oh, you can
Mm,
smell it right now. It has that floral smell, and some
mm,
describe it as citrus, apples, and a rosy-like smell. And some people have actually said that it smells like wood. What I found really interesting is it's the primary scent compound of a species of orchids found in Mexico.
yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
so it's
Mhm,
found in some cannabis strains. We're going to go over
mhm.
those later.
Yep.
Orange blossom oil, tea tree oil,
Mhm.
ginger, jasmine, and lemongrass.
Ooh, ginger, jasmine, and lemongrass. Now
Hmm.
I'm just getting
I
hungry.
know.
So it's used in lotions, perfumes, salves, shampoos, cleansers, and detergents, and it's permitted by the FDA to be used as a flavoring agent used in candy and gum. So,
Yeah.
you keep seeing this on Terpene Tuesday. You notice that terpenes are weaved into a lot of products that we use on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
So that's the
So
cool thing. All right.
I love it. And so
Mhm.
the other thing too, Mark and I have been exploring Canna Keys. It's really, really
Oh,
a great new tool. We're loving it. It really
love the
gives
tools.
in-depth,
Mhm.
substantiated research that's going
Yes.
on. And then what we're doing is, when we bring this all to you, is we're also bringing stories from the patients that
Mhm.
we take care of.
Mhm.
So basically, in regards to neurolidol in cannabis, this is interesting. Only 21 studies on the various organ systems and conditions. So the
Mhm.
top studies on the various organ systems include the integumentary system, which is our skin, our nervous system, our immune system, our
Mhm.
respiratory system, our digestive system, and our reproductive system.
Mm.
Interesting. So this
Yes.
just shows that we have so much more to learn and so much more to study.
My gosh,
But
I
what
mean,
about the top
how many major systems was that, Sherry? Oh my gosh.
one, two, three, four,
Yeah.
five, six? So
Yeah.
six of the, right? We've got the 11 organ systems in our immune system. So we have 12 systems.
Right.
And bottom line is that even just these studies, the neurolidol in cannabis
Yeah.
actually had an effect.
Right.
So
So
what
what
about
are
the
the top
conditions?
conditions? So
Yeah,
what are we talking about? We're talking about bacterial infections, including staph infections. I mean, we see this in cannabis all the time, where that's a major property of it is it has this capacity to kill bacteria, staph infections. We're talking malaria, skin diseases, oxidative stress, anxiety, Parkinson's, and stepping back to malaria, malaria is still a major killer around the world. We're lucky here in
yeah,
the United States that we don't have it. It's not that prevalent, but in
yeah,
other parts of the world, it kills people all the time. Still a
yeah,
major, major issue.
major issue.
Yeah.
So to review, and then
Mhm.
we'll get into a couple of studies. So
Yep.
neurolidol acts as an antibacterial or antimicrobial, an antifungal to treat fungal infections such
Yeah.
as the skin lesions,
Mhm.
anti-anxiety, sedative, antioxidant, and an anti-cancer. So let's go through some of these really cool studies that we pulled up.
Let's do it. All right.
You
So,
go.
antibacterial and antimicrobial. There were 2 studies that were found. So, in 2003, a study in the journey of antimicrobial agents and chemotherapy reported that neurolidol effects may include the ability to make certain strains of bacteria more susceptible to antibiotics. And,
That's cool.
and guys, I took a public health and epidemiology class, and we did an in-depth review and study of bacteria and antibiotics. And if you truly understood how close we were to having bacteria that were not being able to be treated by antibiotics, you'd freak. You'd
Yeah.
freak out. Like, think get a scratch and die. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a big deal. If neurolidol can help make bacteria susceptible to antibiotics, yay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Two thumbs up for sure.
What's the next
Okay. 2000 studies. Sorry. 2007 study in the International Journal of Antimicrobial Agents discovered that neurolidol could be a tool against malaria, just like Mark said, when used in conjunction with other drugs. So this is the
one?
thing, not one, not the other, boom, together. Right?
Right, right.
Yeah.
And so also the next one, it's an antifungal. So 2007 study in Biological and Pharma Bulletin found neurolidol to be clinically effective as an antifungal agent for skin fungus in guinea pigs. And if you know guinea pigs, they got skin fungus, right? So seriously, these little guys are suffering, and this is a good thing. I'm glad that they were able to work with them, Sherry.
Yeah, I agree. Help those little guinea pigs out.
Guinea
So,
pigs, right? Yep.
so back to skin. So we got some
Yeah.
skin lesions to talk about. So in
Mhm.
2007, a study published in the International Journal of Pharmaceuticals found that nerolidol was a skin penetration enhancer of topical agents in animals,
Mhm.
which could actually possibly benefit the skin lesion. So just imagine
Right.
this terpene can help other substances absorb into your skin. And our skin's our largest organ. We have cannabinoid receptors in our skin.
And it is a great defense, right? Your skin is what keeps you safe from the surrounding things in the world. So it's really good at doing that. So when we put topicals on, most of the
Yeah,
time that's just what it is. It's topical. It's not going any deeper than the first 1 or 2 layers, right?
right.
And
Yeah,
to get stuff into the deeper layers and really have a positive effect, you need to have these skin enhancers,
absolutely.
right?
And so
These
do you get it? So here's the bottom line. Everyone, think about you have one meat suit. You gotta take care of it.
You do,
Right?
right. It's like wearing the same tuxedo for the whole bit of your life. You don't wanna spill stuff on her to get a hole in it, right? Because
Right,
it's not
exactly.
yeah.
Love the skin you're in.
Yes. So,
All
the
right.
next study was about being a sedative. 2013 study in the Journal of Neurochemical Research demonstrated that nerolidol had sedative and antioxidant effects on rodents.
There you go.
Mm,
Sedative. We're gonna knock those
mm,
rodents right out.
yeah, yeah.
And so carrying on to the mental
Mhm,
health,
mhm,
anti-anxiety. In 2016, a study in the Indian Journal of Pharmacology found that nerolidol had
mhm.
anti-anxiety effect in mice. Now, I
Right.
always wonder how they determine that, but it's I'm like, how do you measure
No, they
anxiety
do
in
that. I
mice?
mean, yeah, they do have
They
scales that
have
they use.
criteria.
They have, tests that they use to see when mice and rats are under stress and anxiety, and
Yeah.
they can measure these things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just think it's so fascinating,
it
that they can
is,
do
it
that.
is. Yeah. So, the next, antioxidant. I know you love these, Sherry. Why don't you
I
tell us
love
about
it.
this one?
Okay, so antioxidants are what I
Mhm.
call is they fight free radicals. Free
Yeah.
radicals are metabolic terrorists.
Yes.
Seriously, they wreak
Mhm.
havoc with our body. And so when we are using an antioxidant, it protects our cells from oxidative stress. And so here's an
Mhm.
example I like to tell. You peel two apples, you put them on the counter. One
Right.
of them you cover with lemon juice, the other one you leave open to air, walk away for an hour. And
Mhm.
when you come back, the one that's been open to air will be brown. It'll have those spots. That's oxidative stress. The one that's
Yes.
been covered with lemon juice will actually be
Mhm.
beautifully pristine
Right.
because it's been protected. So I look at it as an antioxidant as preventing our cells and our body from rusting. That's the best way I can put it,
Mhm.
to make sense, right? To keep
Mhm.
us completely, decrease inflammation, and protecting, so inflammation is the killer. So if we can truly incorporate antioxidants, not even just from cannabis, but from other things
Mhm.
as well, fruits, vegetables, food, supplements, in conjunction with plant medicine, we can protect ourselves in a way where we decrease the free radical damage that causes the inflammation that continues that cascade of disease processes, endocannabinoid deficiency. So, anyways, I'm a big fan of antioxidants. They've made a huge
Yeah.
difference in my life. So, anyways, the Journal of Neuroscience showed that nerolidol had antioxidant properties in rodents and protected against oxidative stress and had the potential in treating neurological conditions such as Parkinson's disease.
Right. And of course, no day would be complete without talking about terpenes and cannabinoids and cancer.
Right.
So in 2017, a study in the Clinical Pharmacology and Toxicology journal published a study that demonstrated how I can't even get so caught up with these names. Nerolidol, how's that?
Hmm.
That was
Yep. Nerolidol, it's perfect.
arrested cell growth and induced cell death or apoptosis in liver cancer cells.
There you go.
So,
That's that's huge.
yeah.
So whole
Mhm.
plant medicine for the win. There's
Yep.
specific terpenes that were studied. So just
Mhm.
imagine when we incorporate all the terpenes with the rest of the plant,
Yeah.
truly has a huge therapeutic potential for working on so many different conditions. So
Yeah.
nerolidol in cannabis, which is interesting, can be sedating and may provide the tranquilizing effects when experienced specifically through cannabis. And
Yes.
so now we're going to talk about some strains.
All right, here we go. Ripping through them. We got some strains that include this wonderful terpene. Jack Herer.
Blue Dream.
Yeah. What's the next one, Cher?
Black Lime Reserve.
We got Chem Dog.
Sweet Island Skunk, or actually Island Sweet Skunk.
And of course, Skywalker OG.
Yeah. Now I found this very interesting too, because Jack Herer can tend to be a little bit uplifting. So what I found was interesting, and Blue Dream I find is smooth, but they're high in THC. And so what that might do is what some of the studies have shown is it may enhance the sedative effects or neurolidol, or enhance the psychoactive effects of THC. So, neurolidol in THC, high THC products is actually going to increase those sedative effects.
Right.
All right. So here we go. So we have so much therapeutic potential with terpenoids and cannabinoids together. We have so much more to learn. And basically just going to review really quickly. We've got a couple things going on this week. Tomorrow is wellness, our daily dose of AFA at 8 a.m. Tomorrow afternoon, 4:20.
We love Wednesdays.
We love Wednesday. Wednesdays is our media day. We're just cranking it out. We're on In the Weeds Prohibition Talk Radio from 4:20 to 6:20 doing our Canna Talk segment. And that's going to be a great show tomorrow. We're going to have the founder of Normal on, Keith Stroud. So it's going to be a fantastic show.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow night, we're going to wrap it up. Tomorrow night, we have Melanie Cross on. She's a nurse practitioner who is incorporating plant medicine of various different times into her practice, and she's going to share her story.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh, guys, gals, so good to see you on this one, March 16th, 2021. So own the day, hey?
Own it. Have
an AFA day.
Have an AFA day.
Only one you get, so make it all yours.
Make it all yours. And so I know I'm going to have,
folks. I want you to do something news where I want to see you. Let's look at this person. They're so happy. Yeah.
I know.
All right.
I know. Absolutely.
So I'm going to have an AFA day, Sherry.
I'm going to have an AFA day too. Yep. And Mark, what's it all about?
Oh no, I'm asking you, baby. What is it all about, Sherry?
Oh gosh, I thought you'd never ask. That's why I asked you first. But truly, it's about living your best life, helping others do the same. Stay lifted, everyone. We love you.
Yeah. All right. Love you all. See you tomorrow morning, bright and early, 8 a.m. Thanks for